The first thing that strikes me is it hit me probably Thursday, Friday that our coaches have worked this group of players as hard as you possibly can, and our players worked themselves as hard as they possibly could. And it just hit me Thursday, Friday that it's time to just let them go show what they can do. And I thought it would be good, and it was. I thought our team played really well.
Hey, Jim, Wilt talked about how your reassurance after that first play, what it meant to him. And you've been through that a lot of times, that kind of thing. Talk about your approach there.
Well, really, my approach was I wanted to see what he did on the next series. It's very difficult for a quarterback to throw an interception on a series and then come back and lead a touchdown drive the following series. I mean, it's something I've always been fascinated in watching quarterbacks. And the really good ones can do that. They don't think about them. I'm not going to make another bad mistake. I mean, that's what some do, but good ones don't. I was just excited for that opportunity to see what he was going to do on the next drive, and then to see him start the next drive on the 2-yard line. I mean, that's as much adversity as you can have for a quarterback starting a series, starting a drive. Have thrown an interception on the previous drive and the very first throw of the game, and then to find yourself on the 2-yard line. But he responded in tremendous fashion to lead a touchdown drive, make big third down conversion throws, to make a good corner throw to Grant Perry as can be made. It can't be thrown any better. The slant he threw coming off the goal line cannot be thrown any better. It had total command, and I think it speaks volumes. And bodes really well for our team, and bodes really well for his career as a quarterback. To have done that, to have come back, off an interception, and then the very next drive, going a 98-yard touchdown drive. Now he knows he can do it, and now we can expect him to do it. So it's good for our team, good for his career.
Right middle here, Chris.
We're here, Jim.
Coach on the right.
Coach Mike McCrae's overcome a lot, and he seemed to be all over the field today. Just kind of talk about what that meant and how good he was out there today.
Well, he's. I feel like our inside backers are very athletic, and can run and get to the sideline, and still play very physical inside the box. Take on blockers, take on guards, take on backs. But I think it's a step up in terms of athleticism when you look at Mike McCrae and Ben Gideon and Devin Bush. There's a lot of guys that have personally overcome a lot that were out there and did well today. Michael Hirsch, another, several guys.
Coach, all the way on your left here, Roger.
Coach, the stats will probably show as to how many freshmen played at the end, but you played the freshmen early and often. Can you talk about your decision on adding the freshmen onto the field so early?
Sure. It's been coming for weeks now. Really, I'd say the last 2 to 3 weeks. Last 3 weeks, you could say. 3 weeks ago, there's 8. Could see 7 to 8 that had really earned it and knew that they were going to be tracking to be in the 2 deep. And then it was less than a week later, I thought that number was up to 10. And then another week, it was up again, and finally, I think I told Jim Brandstatter the other night, Monday night, it'll be 17 to 20 when it's all said and done. The way it's going now, it's just they've earned it, and I knew Chris Evans was special. That's what you saw today was what we've been seeing in practice for the last month. He's a special football player. And didn't really even get to see everything that he can do, because he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can line up as a receiver. You'll see that at times in the near future as a returner, both as a punt returner, kick returner. He's a very special player.
Front right here, Vito.
Hey, Coach. How are you?
Good.
How do you see Chris Evans being used going forward? What do you expect out of him going forward, actually?
special things. He's a special player, and I expect big things going forward. Just describe some of the ways that he'll be used. He's really can do everything you'd want a back to do. I mean, he blocks. He runs the balls between the tackles. He can run it on the edge. He can catch the ball out of the backfield, and he's a very good contributor on special teams as well. So, in a lot of ways, he'll be used. He's a special player.
On the front left here, Angelique.
Jim, what ultimately separated Wilton in this quarterback race?
It was not by a wide margin, really, but because all the quarterbacks have been playing very well from the first day of camp. I mean, the first day, then the first week, the second week, all the way through, consistently good. Good in practice, usually equals good in the games, and accurate in practice as a quarterback, accurate in the games, and I saw it was good by really all three of our quarterbacks. Wilton just a little bit, just a little better, and it was convincing in that he was the best guy, and then to see all of them, do just what they've been doing in practice, which was running the football team, very focused, very accurate. I think Wilton had 3 incompletions, and Shane and John had 0 incompletions. All led touchdown drives, and all operated the team very efficiently, very good, and made big throws on third down. I think we were 100% conversion on third down and 100% in the red zone. All very good things. All good quarterback play today.
Direct in front of you, Coach John.
Coach, you talked about Spade's early confidence booster with the drive. The defense gets backed up by quick change, and they stop them. Talk about that and the overall effort of that side of the ball.
Overall effort on that side of the ball was outstanding. It was dominating there. Really at the beginning for sure, and throughout the game. Don Brown has a great saying. I love it, which is solve problems with aggression, and our team played that way today.
Does it boost them up when they stop them after that early interception?
Oh, definitely does. The encouraging thing, and I said again, this was our coaches, worked our players as much as can possibly be done, and I thought it really showed out there, and it really showed in the mental part of the game. I'm watching our defense go through the first half and even into the third quarter where there wasn't a mistake made. I mean, there wasn't an alignment mistake made. There wasn't a stance alignment mistake throughout the first half or the first part of the third quarter. It was very impressive. Everybody knew exactly what they were doing. It really showed. It just showed. The meeting time and the practice time really showed in our guys. And then again, I mean, our players are willing to do it. I mean, they love the ones that love football. I mean, they love doing it every day. So that was something very interesting. Michael Jordan said to the team Friday night. I think it resonated with everybody. I mean, he got good at basketball because he practiced it, and that's such a great carryover for football because you get good at football by playing football. And he said if you love it, then you want to do it every day, and you want to do it as much as you can every day. He said it's like eating ice cream. If you love ice cream, then you're going to eat it every single day. And that's what resonates with me because that's what our football team has been doing for the last month, and it was just good that they could go out and show that.
Over to your left, Coach Larry.
Reflect on Peppers' day and that first snap right away, seeing him closer to the ball to fill that gap, what you're looking for from him.
Yeah, as I said, the whole defense, they played great team defense. They, not even a stance misalignment. Their feet were perfect. And to see him, then add on with his athleticism, make tackles in the backfield, and there's cut off the opportunity for the team to get on the edge was very effective for us. And it had the fantastic punt return too. I thought that was a brilliant return he had.
Coach in the middle there, Adam.
Coach, does O'Korn and Morris and Malzone all getting a drive mean that the competition for the backup quarterback spot is still ongoing, or have you settled on a backup?
We're just gonna keep going. Just keep going, and it's a very good positive. You know, it's a very good positive. Some of those cliches you hear about, you know, that if you have 3 good quarterbacks, then you don't have any good quarterbacks. That's never resonated with me either. So they'll just continue to keep going, keep having at it, and they've all commented how good it's been, how beneficial it's been, that there's so many people in the mix. I mean, there's people pushing Wilton. You know, there's people pushing John. There's people pushing Shane, and they're pushing each other. And it's like, I mean, they're just pushing each other higher. They've all commented how good that's been, and again, I think that showed today.
Front left here, Mark.
What can you tell us about all the injured starters? Lewis, Braden, Devion, Taco.
Jordan Lewis, that was my decision not to play Jordan today. He's been working through something the last couple weeks, and it's healed. It really is. He's done a marvelous job of getting himself ready to play. But my decision not to play him in this ball game. Same with Ben Braden, and then Taco has an ankle, and we'll see how serious it is. Devion, talked to him after the game. He said he's fine. His ribs were bruised up a little bit, but he said he was okay. And Monet will get an MRI tonight and see where he stands. We'll get an MRI, I said.
What about
Oh, Mohurst is same status, very close to playing. My decision to not play him in this game. Want to make sure that he's completely healed up, and he should be by next week. Same with Jordan.
We got time for a couple more questions. We're all the way in the back and to the right.
Jim, you talked a little bit about what Michael Jordan had to say. Could you tell us a little bit more about what you think what effect that had on the team, and then how do you manage the team's high coming off a game like today, a big blowout win? They've got Jordan addressing them before the game. How do you rebuild the energy for the next week?
Well, I think first of all, Michael Jordan was fantastic with the team. Spent 45 minutes and really connected with them. I mean, really told them things that they could take away and apply to their own game. Advice, there was tips, and it was real. About playing your first game, about playing in your first college game. Chris Evans asked the very first question of Michael Jordan. What was it like, to playing in your first college game? And Michael talked about it. He wanted to do everything right. He didn't want to make any mistakes. He didn't want to screw anything up. That's how he approached his very first college game. And he said that, trust your training and trust the practice that you've had, and that'll carry on. That'll carry for you, and continuing to to get better every day. That warmed my heart when he talked about every single day trying to be better than the day before. And a lot of things. Talking about pressure. Talking about in the pressure moment, what he leaned on, what he thought made him effective in those moments. Talked about being a great teammate. You can't do anything without your teammates, and pushing each other in practice to make each other better. Same things that I think our team has been seeing for the last month and the last year. Same things they've been hearing. They were listening a lot better to Michael Jordan than they were to me. I had the feeling. But it was good. He was loose. He was funny with them, and they couldn't get enough. It was great. It was a real honor to have him sharing our sideline. Now I really want to talk about the secondary play was outstanding. The coverage was tight. 2 interceptions for touchdown. I mean, that was you don't see that very often. You know, so I don't think I've been a part of that in a game except for just once. So that was really impressive. I thought they were communicating well in the back end, and again they were really right with their eyes and they were right with their feet in the secondary all day.
Last question in the back left, Trevor.
The offense was 7 for 7 on third downs today. Could you touch on what you saw from the unit in those situations?
Yeah, the protection was outstanding all day. I mean, that was a very attacking, aggressive defense that we saw today. Man-to-man coverage. You know, our guys were getting open by a step, and the quarterbacks were putting the ball foot in front of the numbers. John O'Corn had a great slant route to Eddie McDoom, and I thought Eddie got grabbed coming off the line of scrimmage, beat the tight press coverage, and that's something for a freshman that you're not going to see a lot of. Freshman working against tight man pressure, getting grabbed, you know, in the middle of the route and still making the tough catch. And John put it right there, right at the shoulders, foot in front of the numbers, just where you want it. Same with Wilton. The chemistry between the receivers and the quarterbacks I thought was outstanding today, and the protection was really good. And the running game was setting up a lot of the play action. So everything, the precision was extremely well. I think that's what led to that.